Oh yeah. Alright boys, it's Example. Welcome back to another video, and today's video I'm going to be going through one of the many tutorials that I will release on this channel, and what I'll be doing over the next few weeks will probably be mostly tutorials, but let's get straight into it boys. This one is going to be sick. And what I'm going to show you today is going to help you learn so many different things, so many different aspects of FIFA that you probably don't know already. It's going to put you in such a better place when you're playing against all your mates, and when even playing online. You know, you're going to be better than more players at this specifically than you could even count on one hand. Alright, so I know it probably seems difficult, but I promise you after a bit of adjusting, you'll be moving and sending your players all over the gaff. So if you haven't read the title already, it is directional runs within the creative runs new features. Now there are two separate parts to creative runs, and the first one is basically called directional runs, alright, and then which is basically, you know, press an LB and blah blah blah. We'll get through it now in a minute. And then the other part, which I'll do in my part 2 of the directional runs tutorial, is or even creative runs tutorial, is going to be the player lock, which basically means you press the right sticks in, change them around. I'll get into it tomorrow, alright, so that's tomorrow's video, but today we're going to be looking at directional runs within the new features in FIFA 21, which is creative runs. So what are creative runs, or even triggering runs, alright? So let's start off with the basics. I'm going to bring you over to the Xbox screen now and show you the buttons and stuff that you might be using. Alright, as you can see, this is my lovely little Elite controller, alright? So we're going to go in here, we're going to have a gander, alright? So if you didn't know, there is a way in FIFA to trigger runs, alright? So you can do this by the following, okay? You have the ball at your feet, and you have players around you looking for the ball. Point the left stick in the direction that you want, you know, that the player that you want to pass to, alright? So you want someone, you know, up this way or whatever way, alright? So just point it towards the player that you want to pass it to, but don't pass it to him yet. And all you gotta do then is simply tap LB, alright? So when you're looking at him, you tap LB, and that will send your player into a frenzy. This man will send that player running for his life in a straight line towards your opponent, literally like his life depends on it. So that's one way, alright? So what are directional runs? So if that's just the trigger runs, by the way, alright? So yeah, you look at somebody that you want to pass to, press LB, and they start legging it down the road, alright? So that's something that you do have to be aware of. That's what happens when you point at a player and tap LB, they'll run like their life depends on it. So what are directional runs? This is a new way to send your players on similar runs, but the runs aren't the usual straight lines right down the pitch. They can be sideways, diagonal, you name it. You can put them in any direction you given, alright? And whichever way you put it. It brings a new element into the game and allows you to get into pockets of your opponent's defense that you never knew even existed. So your next question is probably going to be, Example, so how do I do this? How do I do these, you know, directional runs? You're going to ask this while you're salivating from the mouth, thinking about all the goals you're going to score because of this new feature. So it follows the similar route of the LB triggering runs. Firstly, you aim the left stick toward the player you want to run, alright? So the left stick, you know, this one here, that's all you do, aim it towards the player you want to run, and then tap LB real quick. Then after you let go of LB, alright, your player should be starting to run already. Quickly, alright, after you tap LB and you let go, alright, you let go of LB, you don't hold it. Quickly, you then flick the right stick in the direction that you want the triggered player to run into. Alright, so this is obviously the right stick, alright? See that? Yeah, that's it. Alright, so the left stick, point towards the player you want, tap LB, and then a right stick flick in the direction you want your player to move into. Right, so in full speed it looks something like this. You see a player, alright, you aim the left stick toward it, tap LB, let go of LB, and then flick the right stick, alright? So that's pretty much it. If you see the buttons there, that's all you gotta do, baby. And what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get into some examples of when to use it and how to optimize its efficiency. Alright lads, here we go, we're here. We're about to look at some of the clips that I did. Now, some of these clips are sick, boys, alright? So, just bear with me, and I'm using this thing called an epic pen or something like that. So we're gonna try our best and make this as efficient as possible to show you guys exactly what the moves are. Firstly, I'm not gonna try and, you know, confuse anybody, so we might run through it and then rewind and keep going back and forth. I'm gonna try and make this as clear as possible for you, alright, and what positions to use it in. Okay, so we're looking at Ben Yedder and stuff, blah blah blah. We're just kind of messing around with the ball. Now I'm going to pause it here for a second. Obviously you can see Neymar, you can see him, he's there, he exists. Alright, now he just kind of effects off for a minute, but we're back. Alright, so now you're after seeing, you see this little arm here of Neymar's. So I just tapped LB, I didn't press the right stick or anything just yet. Alright, so we're going to show this later on in the clip as well, so I'm just going to show you guys what happens here, and then later on in the clip we're going to go through it in like more depth. Alright, so just to see if you guys can see what I'm talking about these runs, man, they're absolutely incredible. Anyway boys, just watch it, and then you get to see some absolute magic. See you later buddy, on your fucking bike. And there we go, we have a nice little goal. Neymar is sick in this game as well boys, so make sure you can pick him up if you can afford him. Now in this clip we have the ball with Ben Yedder, and there we go. You see them green lines? This is what it means. Now, to get these green lines on your screen, you need to go into trainer, mechanics, show, and then only show the directive runs, alright? Or the creative runs. That's the only one you should show. It should say on and the rest should be off to see them green lines. I had to change that myself. They're automatically off. I have no idea why, but that's the way it is, alright? So, that's what you do. And look, obviously I'm dragging them this way. You see that? So, if I didn't do that, he'd be just running straight down here. Alright, let me see if I can use my pen thing. So if I didn't press the right stick, he would... Oh, it didn't work. Let me see, will it work now? I don't think it will. Fantastic. Nope. Alright, well, alright, you can use my cursor. Alright, so he would have just went down here if I didn't flick the right stick. But here he is running this way, alright? So let's see what he does. You pass it into him there. Now, I'm sure you just saw that, didn't you? Oh dear. Let me see if I can pause it on the moment exactly. There we go. Now, I did it again, didn't I? So I went over here. As you can see with Neymar, he checks his run. This is also the directional run that I'm trying to talk about here, boys. Right, so there he goes. He's running again. And there we go. One more for your eyeballs. Alright, now so we have another player. He's about to run in here rather than running straight down there. I said, you know what, I'll just do it here so he makes sure to get it and he won't be closer to this defender. Alright, so he runs down there. Now, we did lose the ball, but I'm just showing you guys how exactly to use this, you know what I mean? Firstly, you have to, this was early in the stream, my first game on, I think, and I was just trying to, you know, get used to some of these mechanics and really implement them into my game. So, that's what I did for that clip. Now, I doubt there's much else. Yeah, I didn't think so. And here we go again, alright, so, if I kept running up here, alright, if you look down at the little D-pad, or not the D-pad, the mini-map, alright, if I just went straight, I feel like he would have been too close to these two players here. So I sent him wider on the course, alright? So just to get more space, alright? So he has to get pulled out then. Okay? Let's see what happens here then. Back into Neymar. And then obviously, now I think he may have been running in that direction anyways, but just to be sure, I did flick this the right stick in the direction for Messi to exploit this huge gap in the defense right here. Alright? Which he does perfectly. Messi picks up the ball, and a tidy little finish from the small bloke himself. And I must say, boys, that was ecstatic. I was happy with that, especially when I saw them green lines. Jeez. And here we go, another clip in the same game. All this is in the same game as well, by the way, right? So, if I just pressed LB, lads, he would have just legged it down there and been offside. That's what you have to understand here. Alright, so you're not trying to, like, break the bank with these movements. You're not trying to just go straight through on goal. You're looking to be able to, you know, maximize the attack, and then you have numbers going forward. Because if I just sent him down there, chances are he would have been offside. We don't want that. What we want is for him to link up with this man, for then to give us a better chance on scoring a goal. You know, when they're closer together, it's a lot better than further apart, in my opinion. So, we'll continue on. And here we go. They obviously, as well, once them green lights turn on, the green arrows, they just keep running until you either pass it to them or they're offside, and then it cancels. Alright, so he would have just kept on running all the way, baby. Alright, so we'll continue on now. There we go, just into Neymar, do a few trickeries. And I have no idea what I'm doing now, but you know what? I mustn't have cut this very well. Here we go, what do we do now? Bang, absolutely awful shot. I should have cut that. Now, what I want to show you guys is this, alright? Now, this was the clip, alright? So this was the first clip of this whole collection of clips that I did gather from my stream. So you get to see, alright? Neymar was running straight down here, and he checked back inside to exploit this area, alright? You see that? And he passed it straight down. All right, so if you can see it here, you see him there? You see what he's doing? All right, the arm is up. All right, so I'm just watching, I'm just chilling. All right, so the arm is up. He's about to run straight into this space here. He's going to cut him off as soon as possible. All right, so that would just be a dead end zone, you know, so that wouldn't be worth anything, in my opinion. So what you want to do is you need to flick that right stick after pressing LB to exploit this space in here. This was before I turned the trainer on to show the green arrows, but it's exactly what happened. All right, so make sure, you know, to keep doing it, boys, because this is unbelievable. All right, you see that check? Look, he's running straight and then the check, and he's exploiting this area of the pitch. Now, I could have probably passed it to him there, but I said he will probably catch him, so I just cut the passing angle differently as well. And then obviously you saw that skill move, baby. Come on, somebody, get your dicks out your hands, lads. I know, it was me last night. But right now, I wouldn't mind just another one over that little skill move there. Jesus, oh, I'm a bit sick, haven't I? All right, we'll continue on. Now, hopefully, I don't talk about this for too long because this is a recorded clip. I'm just showing everybody what the hell's going on. We'll skip on a bit. Now, I understand I'm horny over this goal, but you know what I mean? I think I took the piss out of that last night. Now, here comes another little clip of it. Now, I like this clip a lot, alright? So, you saw that, didn't you? Surely you did. Now, it wasn't a very long one, alright? So there we have that, alright? So he's going to exploit that space. Now, just because he's exploiting that space doesn't mean I have to pass it to him, alright? They could be pulling players out of position, you know, because the defense follows them, alright? The defense follows the players, and you have to realize that, alright? So it's not always about trying to get these creative runs into the right position to pass it to them. It could be for them to pull out players in the defense so another player can score, as you're about to witness here. Alright, there you go. You see? See this guy here? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm this good, lads. You genuinely, if you're not coming into my streams already, make sure you do, because Jesus Christ, this is for free as well. Oh my god. So as you can see, he continued his run, pulled him out of position to give Ben Yedder a tasty little opportunity at a goal, sliced her home, and that's that, baby. That's all you need to know. Foot draft match, yeah, see you later. Give me a little dance, go on, show me the goodness. Oh yeah. Alright, well, we have another clip. Let's go. What do we have here? Alright, Davies and Dembele on the ball. Now I think with Dembele. So, Dembele is moving into this space nice and tightly. Alright. So I just passed the ball, tapped LB, right stick into this space, a lot of space here between two sets of defenders. So I don't think I score from this, but you see I didn't pass it there because he saw that he was running dangerous. Alright, so he tried to cover him. So you can fake a run as well. You don't have to pass it to them. Alright, you can use them as a decoy, which I just did there. And now he's going to be in a great position for Martinez to pass to. Alright, so that's what I did. Now it was unlucky, but I got a lot further in the attack than I thought I would firstly. But it gave me as well. Now look, alright, just after the run, it didn't go successfully, but we went further up the pitch. Now you see this bloke, that was the bloke that ran, alright? He ran, and now look where he is. He's chilling out here. He's doing bits, chilling out in a position where I'd want him to be. Now he gets the ball, and what happens next? You know it, baby. Little pass inside, and the finish. Alright, so it's not always about passing it to that player specifically straight away. Alright, because then he was in a great position to claim that ball when the ball came back around. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, that is the end of my clips, and that is the end of everything that I have for the directional run tutorial. Boys, as I said, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe to me, boys, because I'm gonna do bits over the next week and further than that as well. Make sure you stick around, because this is only the start of something beautiful over here in the Example channel. We have a real agenda going on. Hopefully you guys can tune into the streams. I'm going to be going through some more things and implementations and all that crap over on the stream, and then I will put up a few clips from the streams onto YouTube and maybe some other videos too. If you do like this video, boys, make sure you like it, subscribe, all that jazz. Lads, it's been Example. Kiss, kiss.